And just like that, we are back again on a Wednesday this time around. Episode 83 of Who's Fighting. Fellas, how have you been? Kam Gee LT. It's been a minute.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in this thing. Feeling good. Feeling good about it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what in the interim, what were you guys up to?
It's spring break. What up?
Spring break.
No days in Houston.
Either you're a student or an educator to relate to that. If you're just a regular person, you're still working.
Y'all be safe out there, man.
Yeah, how is South by Southwest, by the way?
South by is different, man. It's moving towards the film aspect and more of the it's a lot of corporate undertones in there too. But it still is what it is. I enjoyed a few showcases. Man, the British Embassy really put it down. British Music Embassy. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought about you, Strap, man, when they started playing the UK, playing the drill.
The drill. Hey.
Hey, apparently it was some big time artists. I didn't know, but I was walking by. I passed it. They had like the UK carnival theme. I came back and there was a singer on stage by the name of Morgan. And I was like, okay, real authentic Caribbean sound. I was very impressed. So shout out to Morgan. She got a new fan out of me.
Salute to Morgan from the UK. Big up. With that being said, let's talk about what we talk about best, which is combat sports. And in this case, we'll talk about boxing. And just for revisionist sake, we'll go back to last week, Saturday the 14th of March. There were some title fights that happened, so let's just dig right into it.
Yeah.
With that being said, we had a few title defenses and new title champions. In this case, let's start with the super featherweight division, WBA. We have Anthony Carcassi versus Jazza Dickens. Did you guys catch this one? And this was a Queensberry Promotions fight, so this is straight out of the UK. But anyways, if you didn't catch it, I'll tell you what happened here. Anthony Carcassi, if I'm saying that right, Carcassi defeated Jazza Dickens by unanimous decision to become the new WBA super featherweight champion. And remind me, WBA, IBA, those are fast. IBF, those are like kind of related in some form, right?
Where you get like more international representatives, yeah. Any of the world belts,
yeah. But anyway, salute to the winner, Anthony Carcassi. If I'm saying it right, I'm sure the comments will correct me. But let's go into the spectacle of that day. We're talking about Golden Boys production or promotion. I'm production like it's everything. Promotion, production. We're talking about one of the oldest fighters, still not one of the oldest, but one of the oldest champs still active. We're talking about Anthony Barboza. Fellas, he took on one of my most exciting young fighters. I call him young fighter, but one of the most exciting not upcoming, but he's grown fighters in Kenneth SimsJr. Did you see this ending the way it ended, fellas? The old man versus the younger guy.
Hey, Barboza's still undefeated. He got a loss on his record, but I don't think he ever lost. So
right,
old man can still do it.
37 years old,
boxing.
Young, he did his thing, and I'm a big advocate for Kenny. I think Kenny Sims Jr. has the skills to pay the bills, but I was kind of impressed. I'm not gonna lie. LT, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's just the sport, right? Sometimes you run into an old vet, but nah, man, that's what makes boxing great. That's what,
right? And the way things are shaping up in that welterweight division.
Yeah,
is he the dark horse in that space? You think the old man's got the juice at 147? Oh, sorry, Yeah, 147, right?
Yeah, no one's gonna be lining up to fight him. I know that. That style is hard to go against, and a lot of these guys are looking for the biggest payday possible.
Right.
So that'll have to be one of those fights that get mandated.
Yeah, like I think he's a very high risk, low reward fighter. I don't think Boots wants none of that. Like, you don't want to just get into a ring with a guy like that because you don't know what you're gonna get. It's just
definitely got to go the IBF route.
There you go. Got to
backdoor it.
Who else do we have in that space? We have Alexis Roach. Rocha. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. Rocha. Because I'm reading here. Who else do we have in that space? Oh, no. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Maybe.
You've been looking at welterweight rankings?
Yeah, I'm looking at welterweight here. Trying to see what that scope looks like with Barboza. Alexis Rocha, is he?
Yeah, he's currently number 8 in the U.S. in the welterweight division. Right above him, Delonte Johnson, Ryan Garcia, and Rolando Romero at the top 5. Rolly.
Well, he's
USA rankings.
That's a very strong division right there. And I mean, it's interesting how that stands in its own way. 147 is a very strong division. Is Boots still in that space? He went up. He went up. Okay.
54, yeah.
Well, hey, salute to Barboza, but we'll move forward. Wiley Veteran came in, did his thing, left with the dub. Let's talk about Oscar Colozo. I don't know if I'm saying that right, versus Jesus Ojero. This ended with, let me see what the results here. Coloso forced Jesus to retire on the stool. So this was a TKO, 6th round. Oscar forced Jesus to retire on this. So that was a TKO. I'm not too familiar with the two fighters. Are you familiar with the two fighters on Golden Boy? He went deep into his stable. I don't know who these two fighters are.
Nah, they did a good job of like trying to showcase them during the night. Give a little bit of background, but yeah, there wasn't.
Yeah, and this was for the WBA WBO strawweight world title. I don't know who these two fighters are. I'm not familiar. Moving on to the ladies, we have Gabriela Fundora versus Viviana Ruiz for the undisputed flyweight world title. I don't know how long this lady has been reigning now. She stopped Viviana by TKO in the 6th round. Dominating display. Easy dub. She's the queen of the flyweight division. And long might continue because now it's been a roll. It's been a quite a run. Maybe 5 ever since she got the all the belts. 5 wins in a row. I don't know how many times she's defended that thing.
And no one is beating her right now. I mean, just completely dominant, strong. She's been sparring her brother. I mean, it was just, there were some moments that Ruiz had in that fight, but Gabriela Fundora too much. This is going to be some long withstanding reign right here until someone just, it'll be out of the blue if someone was a come Clipper, but man, just sheer dominance, crazy.
I saw on X, formerly Twitter, somebody comparing her to in that division, she's Wemby. Like, it's just something that you don't deal with every day, and you have to
no way to prepare.
You have to fix that puzzle. That it's a very tough puzzle to like try to figure out, because you're not gonna fight a Fundora type every day in that division. So even preparing, finding a like for like is hard. Like it's just something different, like Wemby, which I took that's kind of accurate. She is the Wemby of that division.
Nah, they spot on for that.
Oh, it looked like watching the fight. It's like there's no chance. There's no chance here. It's glimpses, and then she wipes him out.
All right. So let's go on to the next fight. And this is still a Golden Boys promotion fight. We have Alexis Rocha versus Joseph Diaz. This was a welterweight clash. We already talked about possible opponents for Barboza, bringing it back. I brought out Alexis Rocha because that name has been brewing. It's been talked about. This guy's not had enough fights with the big dogs, but he's been kind of clawing his way into those conversations. I believe he has lost once, drawn twice prior to. So it was one of those things that one of those type of fighters that are now knocking. I think you said that he's ranked number 8 in the U.S. in the welterweight division or something like that. Well,
this seemed like a favor to JoJo Diaz to get a bag. Like, hey, this my guy. He got a good career. Probably ain't gonna fight again. But yeah, you kind of saw the writing on the wall for this matchup.
Sure. And he had apparently returned from a long layoff.
Right.
And
hey man, fight my guy. I'm gonna give you a little something, and then go on about your business.
Okay. All right. Upcoming fights this coming weekend. We have Carlos Adames versus Austin. Am I saying that? Amo Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've talked about Amo before, right?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Where is he from? Is he from Texas? Maybe from, I can't remember.
No, he's from Milwaukee. Born in Milwaukee. He's fighting out of Florida.
Okay. Yeah. This is actually a banger right here. Talking about the WBC middleweight title is what they're scrapping for. So I'm watching that one. I don't see Carlos Adames losing. So moving on.
Wait. You got the prospect on there too. So always pay attention when you see Orlando, Florida. You got Amari Jones as the co-main on there.
Amari Jones, yes.
Yeah.
I think we covered his first ever professional fight.
Yep. So Olympian. I think he's the bronze medalist. So yeah, they definitely taking care of him. Putting him on display right there in his hometown of Orlando, Florida. So.
Yeah, that's a pretty good card.
The banger.
Yeah. Banger.
There's your guy, Terramona.
2 first names or 2 last names?
Terramona. Hey, it's like strap. That's how my name is. And my last name is like a continuation of my first name translated differently. So I can relate. And who is Curtis Hopper? I don't know who that one is. And we have Jacob Gomez versus Corey Maxman. And we have Carlos Jamil de Leon Castro versus to be announced.
Yeah, man, that's a great name. Carlos Jamil de Leon Castro. Man, that dude got to be Haitian. He was born right down the middle of the island.
Yeah, revolutionary. So they still making this card.
That name, listen, exactly. Well, yeah, but that name is second to only Muhammad Ali Abdul Rahman, who was one of my favorite basketball players out of Michigan. Is Strap frozen?
I'm back.
Okay, there we go.
I had to get out of the sunken place. I had to I caught myself,
Get out.
Yeah. This is doing that again.
Man, Carlos Adames is a little sleeper in this division though. They don't want to mention what was that Hamza Shiraz that supposedly beat him. Didn't beat him.
I want to see. You hear me?
Yeah, man. Nah. That's how I was feeling earlier when I got out the shower.
The Undertaker came and got me. But Carlos Adames for sure is the one who's that's my pull to this whole card. Just want to see how he does and how that fares out. You also noted that there's a Pro Box card happening that same day in San Bernardino. We ain't talking about Lester Martinez is back in the ring. He's versus Emmanuel Alem, if that's I'm saying it right. Alim. And this is for the WBC interim super middleweight. Last time we saw Lester Martinez, it was a bang out with my man Mbili.
Mbili, yeah.
We're stuck in a booth beating each other's CTE brain cells out, like just wang. They fight exactly the same. If he fought the way he fought Mbili with no care, no fear, all gas, no brakes, I'm in there. I bet wasn't that the fight of the night that day because they were just both going at each other, just rock 'em, sock 'em.
Yeah, it was continuous nonstop action.
Yo, that I became a fan of that dude, and apparently he's from Bomax camp because that was a Canelo versus was it Canelo or
that was it Crawford?
Canelo, yeah, Canelo Crawford. He's a Bomax fighter, so he does have the pedigree of a good fighting. He has a pedigree of a good fighting coach training him, so maybe he has something else. He just chose to fight Christian Mbili style, and they went band for band, pound for pound, beat for beat, you know. Yeah, but that's a good card, low key. That's a sleeper, low key. Looking at it, like, yeah, he's back in the ring.
Box continues to put on quality fight cards, and I feel like they're what Zuffa is aiming to be at some point.
Exactly.
Exactly. Good 50-50 fights that are coming on consistently. The fighters feel taken care of. They feel valued. They never say anything bad about the production. The experience seems to always be great.
Amazing.
They move around the country, and they're showcasing guys that we may not have seen with the accessibility with YouTube. You know, being able to turn on a fight Wednesday evening, Saturday afternoon, Friday nights. If you remember, I know a lot of us remember the ESPN Friday night fights. Seeing guys like Emmanuel Augustus, you know, do his thing Friday nights.
Yep.
So yeah,
Butterbean.
Yeah, man. You'd be those popular guys that just good long careers.
You know,
following quality fights.
And in today's boxing, you got Rolly Romero, who's a 147-pound champion. Like,
he's a character though. It provides that entertainment that we want, you know.
Oh yeah.
And
side note for discussion. Did you catch the GOAT saying she would beat Rolly Romero? And fellas, this is
she's been saying this for years.
Oh my God! Please.
Is does she believe it, or is it just one of those things where let's turn up, let's get hot online, let's
smoke crack, don't you? Just
yeah, I was gonna say
do it. Just at this point, let us see it. You didn't.
I saw it everywhere on Twitter. I was like, yo.
It just circulates too. That thing has its own legs.
Yeah, man.
People that were circulating it were casuals, just like myself. So we are the ones to blame. Like I saw this casual put up saying stuff like, "Yeah, Rolly just started boxing and whatever. Carissa's been. Look at their styles. She can survive." And I'm like, "Yo, people get Rolly's a 2-time world class champion. Like he is. Yes, he may be a joke to some other champions, but and I'm not saying Carissa's it, but I'm like, he's low key athletic and strong, and he got popped. Tank said he got popped. Tank said that Rolly hits hard. You know, Rolly did that. So I just didn't get it when people were like, yo, she can take him for, into the depth and drown him. And I'm like, bro, it's just a different.
Nah, there's no way.
With a professional champion.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah.
No.
And then side note, Keyshawn is winning me again, man. Like his little side missions beating up like regular people is hilarious. He does this kick thing where he's streaming.
Hey, round of applause to the PR team or whoever had the revelation that I just need to do things randomly all the time. And just,
right. And it's his personality. It works for his personality.
It does.
He's traveling random places, sparring, and I love it because I hate casuals talking about, oh, this Mickey Mouse. I mean, Tom and Jerry type of thing. This a Mickey Mouse belt that's not a real thing. These guys they're not, thinking boxes like these are professional fighters. Like they will beat you up, and he's doing it. He's literally going in there and beating on these guys, like really putting it on them. And I'm like, yes, thank you. They should respect your craft. It's like them coming into a rap booth saying they want to be a rapper. Like, no, this is your arena. Like, beat. And I hope it continues. May continue where he just goes around the country beating up on civilians because it's hilarious. Like, why would you jump in a ring with? I don't care if you're my size, 6'2". Why would you jump in a ring with Keyshawn? And I believe Blueface is like 6'4". Like, why would you jump in a ring with a guy like that? Like, he's gonna beat you. He's gonna beat your ass. Anyways, that was I enjoyed that. So just on that Carissa thing and pivoting to that, but I thought that was
she got a lot of things to worry about right now. So just
right,
just baby girl, please.
She knows how to work the social media, man.
I don't know. That's like
stays in the headlines.
A clumsy success, I guess you could say.
Yeah. We love you, Go. We love you. We're talking about UFC Fight Night in the Apex, Las Vegas. We have this is where Strap struggles. Mazva Evlov versus Leron Murphy. We have Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. We have Michael Venom Page versus Sam Thompson. We have Iowa. This one. Boranowski versus Austin Lang. And then we have Roman. They're getting me here. Dollars versus Christian Leroy, and then we have Christian Leroy Duncan, and then we have Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. That's like pulling teeth me reading these names out, but I did it. The stack card.
I was good to see MVP on the card.
MVP. I'm happy that he's still part of the squad. I mean, he's still doing fight night. He's still active, but he's been active for a while. He's been fighting since the 2010s. So yeah, it's good to see him still active there and still an active roster member of the UFC. So, fellas, talk about the UFC. Let's talk about Zuffa. Do you think, this is me doing I'm kind of stealing this from LT, where he has to sprinkle something into existence. Do you think with Dana putting full focus in Zuffa, do you think that could hurt the brand of the UFC? Could it cause an uprising of these guys are getting paid this and we have been here? We've been your foundation. We've been the stable one. holding you down, and now your new venture is the new toy that is getting all the attention. It's like when you get, it's like when, and I hate to use this type of language of, but let's talk about, you're a man who has multiple wives. Nah, I can't even use that analogy of getting in. But you had your old car. It was great. It was faith. It took you from point A to point B. Always ran good. Never broke down on you. And then you upgrade. And the old car is only an everyday ride, but then get the good slow Saturday and Sunday drives. It doesn't get driven in the wintertime. It's stored in a warm place. Do you think the UFC is feeling like the old car?
Well, they already announced UFC White House, so I mean they got that going for them.
Have you seen that roster?
Yeah, no John Jones on it.
Anticlimactic. I'm like, what? They don't even have Cody Cunningham, whatever his name is, the guy who was like super MAGA. They don't even have him on. Like it's one of those rosters, and we could go into depth when it gets closer, but one of those rosters I'm not really hyped.
No Conor McGregor.
No Conor.
Mm-hmm.
No John Jones. At least slap in Adesanya in there. No. I mean, they don't have...
Only red-blooded Americans? Is it all American card? I didn't... Not even is it Derek Lewis?
I mean, and he's like a fixture. When you have nobody, you have Derek Lewis and you got Kevin Holland. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't too hyped when I saw that roster. I could see it was just rushed, and maybe negotiations lagged on, and he just needed to put names out there. So he put in what he could put in. I wasn't impressed.
Now they announced that on was it on a Zuffa card?
Yeah,
was Poirier ringside? I might be tripping. Who was it?
I can't remember. Who's on Zuffa?
But
I can't remember.
Yeah, so
let me see. Let me pull the main thing. So we have. I mean, we have Poirier.
To go back to your question, fighters have already come out and said, they said what they said on podcasts and different platforms, and then the company come out and said that, we're not paying Conor Ben $15 million.
Right.
That money's coming from Soleil or whatever, which is semantics.
Right.
But I'm familiar with that move.
Like that's the thing. That's why when we had that initial 15 million conversation, it didn't sound like a UFC type of thing. UFC they keep that stuff under wraps because they know if you put that stuff out, you're creating you're creating what the market price is. So fighters know what they're worth and they'll compare themselves. So if Conor Ben is getting 15, what do you think Terrence Bud Crawford, if he left retirement, he's going to get? But what do you think? Because they're going to size up themselves next to another fighter and say, I deserve more. Like, look at this guy. Conor Ben has been laid off. He was on a long period of time without boxing, and he's coming back and he's getting a 15-piece. For one, I'm David Haney. I deserve comparing myself with your market value that you put out there in Conor Ben. You want me, Zuffa? 8 figures. Not even a low 8. It may sound funny for them to say that. Yeah, 8 figures in a high 8, No, we'll give me like 70. Give me a 70 and we'll start to talk. And that's for only 2 fights. Like Conor did. Conor Ben is doing how many? 3 fights allegedly. 2 fights. So yeah. The UFC are very smart. They will never put that information out there, even for their current fighters in the UFC. They will never put that.
How do you make it make sense, though? How do you justify it? What about this right here? Is that how you justify giving Conor Ben 15 mil?
There were some ramblings about the UFC guys being upset with that, but the Conor Ben has that United Kingdom audience.
Exactly. Boom.
And he's been making his US press run. So the eyeballs, right? They're throwing ads on every 7 minutes. There's gonna be a lot of eyeballs on him when Conor Ben hits the stage.
Boom. You just hit it. You hit the nail right there. Boom. Perfect spot, because absolutely the only way you're recouping is overseas, and that fight has to happen overseas. And to make it flame out, it has to be with an American fighter. It cannot be with a UK fighter, because people in America won't even care about that. Yes, you can recoup maybe with stadium seats, but now we need to recoup with Paramount. We need to make those Paramount numbers look crazy. Isn't that one of their things, Paramount, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how they can talk about revenue. Because everything, the whole model is based on odds. You're gonna get advertisements second after second in every fight. You're gonna see, because they're not putting stuff on their pants, like on their boxing stuff, like boxers to promote whoever their sponsors are. You're only being sponsored by one group, so you have to have TV commercials and all sorts of stuff. It's like the Super Bowl, right? And if you're gonna do it, you have to bring a spectacle. You just can't have UK fighters on a Paramount card. It's not gonna work. It can work with DAZN, but it cannot work over here. You need some American eyeballs, and that's why I strongly still suggest Ryan Garcia is his next fight. I'm just predicting that. But with that being said, we talked about DAZN.
Okay,
wait.
I'm sorry, real quick. Never mind. Continue.
Moving away from Zuffa, let's go back to DAZN. DAZN, the home of boxing, so they say, has now acquired a legacy act. Formerly, this legacy act called ESPN Home. Now it's moved and found another home for boxing. Top ranking signs with DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a round of applause? Let's see here. Smart move. I
mean, huge roster, great promotion. You know, it just DAZN got the blueprint right now.
Yeah,
and it's exciting to see Top Rank have a home, and so they can keep doing business, man. Keep doing business.
So now DAZN has two big promotions. Matchroom, I believe it's Matchroom. Does it call DAZN? It's as its distributor, right? Matchroom is being shown on DAZN, I believe, because I know Queensberry is TNT Sports. Matchroom is DAZN. Now Top Rank is DAZN. Is Top Rank angling itself to do something with this Netflix and Paramount business, because Netflix is kind of going to buy Paramount? There's some plays happening in here in the world of boxing with these big streaming houses that is transpiring right in front of us, and I want the king of conspiracy, LT, to take it, because he's always right whenever he predicts something. He shoots at a high clip. His percentage of being right, is high. I'm still stuck on
the last topic. But this all, a lot of things can come to fruition here. I'm just thinking about Conor Ben still, and how Zuffa wants ring champions.
Mm-hmm.
There's no ring champion at 147, as Terrence Crawford retired. And the way you do that is you have the top two contenders to
put the belt up for grabs.
So I don't know. I'm just here pondering all these scenarios in my head. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna put like a little structure in here. In my mind, I could be wrong. I could be dead off. I think the big dog here is Netflix. Point in case is it has partnered with Riyadh Seasons multiple times. It has made the big conglomerate move of stepping up to Paramount and buying whatever they bought. I don't know. I think they bought. I don't know if they bought the TV version of Paramount or they bought the streaming. I don't know. But looking at how Netflix partners are in that linear thing, it's like a straight line. Paramount, Netflix, Riyadh Season, Ring, Zulfa. Who is the real big? And then of course the promotions that align with it, which is TKO and you know Riyadh. Well, Riyadh is a country, but Riyadh's wait, Ring or Turkey. We'll just say Turkey. I don't know what his promotion is. We'll say Turkey, and then let's angle it on this other side where he has his own gangsters. There's the Frank Warrens of the world who are in deep-rooted partnerships with TNT Sports with their Queenberry's production, and they're looking like an island now because everybody's partnering up. Everybody's like creating this Voltron to go against each other. And now the big move, TKO, Top Ranking, jumps off ship, leaves terrestrial, leaves ESPN, leaves Disney, another top dog like Netflix, to join the Zone. The Zone already had Golden Boy. The Zone has Matchroom. I don't know if Golden Boy is still with the Zone. They used to always be the Zone Golden Boy or the Zone Golden Boy the Zone. Matchroom the Zone. Now it's gonna be Top Ranking the Zone. Is the Zone stepping up to Goliath in Netflix and saying, y'all want to do this? Let's do WCW versus WWF, Nitro versus McManaman. Let's go. Let's bang out till we see the day when McMahon buys off WCW to create WWE. I'm just calling out a long play here. I'm looking at Netflix like I see you slick, Netflix, and you're doing the whole Ronda Rousey verse. You playing with MVP too. So Netflix has its hands in a lot of people's. Netflix, I see what you're doing, Netflix, and I would not be surprised if Netflix finally buys MVP. How about that? Boom, drop mic. Or works with as a TKO.
That's how corporate media works. You know, they just buy each other out. They just on top of each other. But as far as like the Zone is gone, like they've done the sport justice. They fill that space that we need for the big atmosphere, whether it's here or abroad in the UK.
They're the streaming blueprint.
Yeah, man. It was. We didn't know how to say it for a while, and you know, it's like I'm learning how to say Zuffa. I was saying Zuffa, and they created the lane, and ultimately, as fight fans, that's all we want. We just want a place where we can consistently watch a fight and have our little discussions about it.
Right. They got us off a cable pay-per-view. I mean, the Zone did that. ESPN Plus forward with the whole UFC thing, and they were pioneers. They have the blueprint. Not saying the Zone is going to be the big conglomerate. I just said the Zone is the partner that is going to help these big conglomerates have their stuff streamed. And you're selling, and not selling, but you may give your back catalog to the Zone, because now if you want to watch old fights, you have to watch all old classics on the Top Ranking, all them matches that Terrence Crawford had. All of those back catalogs are coming to the Zone, baby. You're gonna be streaming like Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter. Only place to get it is the Zone, because you're not just buying Top Ranking. You're not just signing with Top Ranking. You're signing their catalog too. Same thing as Netflix or Paramount. Paramount is getting all of the UFC's. I don't know if UFC is UFC still also with Paramount. I can't remember. I think it's still with ESPN. I could be wrong. But Paramount is getting all of Zuffa's back end catalog for playback. So it's some moves happening, my brother.
Yeah. So I actually spoke and heard the real the real Rick Ross speaking about this. I guess even Tyler Perry sold his stake of BET to Paramount, I believe, and so yeah.
Corporate media, they always looking for something to. It's like Pac-Man.
Is streaming wars the real thing now? Like I see it on
it's man, the world is a small place, man. This all started. Yeah, that's a different story. But Zettel did a pretty good job of giving us the heads up on this. But there's a guy that was appointed to the Trump cabinet. I think he was out of Parsons, Kansas, or somewhere, one of them small nook and crannies, and that was probably the precursor to all of this. Just thinking back a few years ago.
Yeah, but with that being said, like
hyper political, right?
Yeah. Without being said, like another thing that I would like to talk about, because I know we've been talking about conglomerates and people teaming up, and let's talk about the fighters, right? What is a fighter to me is a solo contractor. What do they call it? What's the
independent contractor?
Independent contractor, right? By nature. With this type of stuff, would it help if you unionized fighters to protect them from being taken advantage of by these conglomerates coming together and creating their own monopolies? I mean, it's already been monopolies in boxing and all sorts where the companies run everything. Isn't it the best time for fighters to come together and have negotiation and create market value for each other, and not somebody tell you what your price is, and for them to talk about contracts without hiding and saying, hey, you're the big dog, you make this? Would it help to have a union or something to protect fighters for better negotiation? Or are fighters just selfish and like, man, if I'm getting the big chicken for not being the best fighter, but somebody who brings butts to the seats, I don't care, and I don't want to hear that because you win all these fights that you want to get as much money as I. No, you know what I mean. So, do you want to have that fairness of a union with saying things to kind of protect every fighter, not just the big dogs?
From the outside looking in, I'm gonna say no, and that goes for the fighters, right? Now, maybe for the trainers and the cut men and things of that nature, maybe a union for them would be more beneficial. But for the fighters themselves, it's the Wild West right now, and so when you start talking about a union, now you start talking about market caps. And I wouldn't want them to jump the gun on this. Right now, the getting is good, and I want them to get as much as possible.
Yeah.
Maybe for an institution like the UFC, or maybe for a Zuffa. I mean, once you're inside there, but I'm for man.
Because you have to think it's a blood sport, and a lot of these people, whenever they're in the ring, they lose a piece of them, right? So it's always, yes, even though if you create a union, you're going to cap some things. You're going to create some form of ceiling, right? But in that also you're raising the floor, so the bottom people have something to stand on, and there is a collective bargaining aspect for broadcasting, room filling, and things that you can walk onto the table and have some form of representation, whether it's legal, to protect you from being jerked, like how Don King did his fighters, right?
But allegedly, this is what the sanctioning fees go towards, allegedly, right?
I'll be quiet on that case, because that's some mafia stuff. I learned recently. You can't be talking about sanctioning bodies hit a button on you. I'm out of YouTube here.
I mean, that's what Mauricio Sulaiman is telling us, that
what's the health plan?
Terrence Crawford is taking. He ain't paying into his Medicaid.
He ain't paying his dues.
He's not paying his Social Security. Is what they're telling me.
It's crazy.
Now, if you want the athletic commissions to monitor that.
Yeah.
Okay, I might be open to that conversation. But right now, I don't think right now is the time for a union.
Yeah. I also understand sometimes
at least for boxers.
Right now, I also understand with that. Sometimes when you create that type of stuff where you raising the floor, you get some bum people trying to catch a lick. Like they're like, yo, the floor is risen. You know, I could do this, and I'm protected by the union. You know, like go out there and just fall down and get an injury, and now I could get life compensation. I understand it's this sport is designed to be capitalistic, and the big person, the winner wins. And the person that loses, sorry, I mean, commemoration, whatever the word is when you lose. But I understand it. I'm just throwing that out there, and I know it won't be a topic of discussion because people want to make their money and they don't want you to tell them what the cap is. And
yeah, what about hey man, is there like a Cam? Do you know is there like a cut man coalition?
No, they just kind of get in where they fit in. They a lot of the cut men that are out there, older guys, they have to like kind of mentor guys in and work across sports. You got bare knuckle, you got UFC, you got kickboxing, you got I know cut men that work amateur fights. They strictly to come rap guys in. So I mean, yeah, I always felt like there should be some type of organization beyond the promotion companies and networks, but the pushback that we would experience, just I don't know if it's something that we see in our lifetime. But the skill is highly specialized, so they are a direct lifeline to the sport. So
they should come out.
There's some muscles you can flex there if you were really, going to do that.
The Spit Bucket Society.
There we go. Hey, it sounds like a clothing line right there. Some boxing gear. Write that down.
Yeah. Just there's so many moving parts. There's also the people that we're moving on. Okay, so let's move on some other stuff. I think we've milked this topic enough. Talking about moving parts, rumors leaked about the scheduled Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. And there was a fun fact there. Actually, a couple of fun facts. 6th rounder. And the thing that caught my attention is heavyweight exhibition. Weird. I don't know how, in which world, Floyd could make heavyweight. I just don't even get it. Well, that would be 215, right? All he has to do is cross 215 or 205. What would count as a heavyweight? 205.
Floyd's gonna weigh in at 160.
160. Oh.
Maybe 170. 170 at the most. Have we seen him weigh in at once? What has he weighed in at his exhibition?
For the exhibitions, that's a good question.
Like 150.
Why are you looking at it up, man? This is
57.
It's just sad, man.
And the thing is, what adds insult to injury here is there are people out here taking Floyd Mayweather fights. He has a calendar of fights this 2026. He's the most active fighter in 2026 because he's announced 3 other fights, like real fights, not like exhibition. And I'm like, oh man, no. It's fair to say, I think my man spills.
He needed back.
It's just like, yo, not at this age. Not at the big age of 49, 48, whatever he is. No, he could get hurt in there. But anyways, this exhibition is gonna see them both at heavyweight. So I don't know how that's gonna look like. I don't know if this is shut up and grab my money and just let me watch this disaster. I've just been bitten 2 times by Mike Tyson. That him and Roy Jones, and then him and Jake Paul. That I'm tired, man.
Yeah, sometimes you got to turn your back to some things, and I'm just gonna turn my whole body to this. This is crazy.
Anyways, moving on. There's an announcement here. We have Resendez versus Charlo.
Is it going on or not? I don't know. Do we get confirmation on that?
It was, and then it's not.
Okay.
They pulled the rug under us. That's why you got the question mark at the end.
So
go ahead.
I was saying, so with that being said, what's the next move?
So we don't have the capacity.
I feel you, man. Moving on.
Now we still there.
We're still with Resendez, right? Actually fighting Jamie Munguia on the Gilberto Ramirez versus Benavidez card.
Oh, okay.
That's a good shout.
So this is all transpired in literally the last 24 hours.
That's a good shout.
Now, what happens with Charlo? I don't know yet.
He needs to get some more fights in. When was the last time he fought? He fought last year. He looked good when he fought. He needs to get some fights in. Quick. If another person who I need to see in the ring is Caleb Plant. He was active a lot. The last 2 prior years, 2024, 23, he was very active. We need to see him back in the ring and make it happen. One of the chops, go fight that guy, man. Let's get something going for them type of fighters, because those are good fighters. Those are actually great fighters. That I don't know. Maybe they have some other stuff going on, family and stuff, but for the boxing lover in me, I need to see them type of fighters active, because it just makes it fun. We want to see them type of fighters that fight. That's a good shout. Resendez versus Munguia on the Zudo versus Benavidez, for sure. Fellas, I know we missed this, but we saw Jai Oppenheimer fight. First of all, how impressed or unimpressed were you with his showcase?
I'm impressed with the in-range fighting, the mobility to get in and out of spaces. Glanton's a guy who's going to be there in front of you, and he's not going to leave from in front of you. And so I was very impressed with the uppercuts. Yeah, man. I thought it was a good showing, man. It was a good performance. And as for like knowledgeable fight fans, Glenn's not an easy out for anybody.
Bulletproof is not easy.
Did you see the after fight pictures?
Nah.
He had like a hematoma. It was
oh yeah.
He was very gracious in his comments when speaking about Zuffa boxing as well, and he was very adamant to go out on his social media to mention that too. So and he was very transparent as far as like the aftercare. Like, Dana White said in the press conference that I made him go to the hospital just to get checked out. And Bulletproof was there, but just didn't have the background to compete with Oppenheimer. So, at that division looks stacked, and Bulletproof tough out for anybody he faces. Oppenheimer is one step above.
Yeah. I see we have some people online. subscribe, leave a comment, engage with us in the chat. I wouldn't say this is an open forum, but we apply ourselves sometimes like that. So if you want to join into the conversation, throw your 2 cents inside the live chat. Yeah. But yeah, going back to that fight, I've had this envisionment of Jai Opatai prior to the fights of how he fights. I thought he was he dog walked all his opponents and knocked them out, right? I didn't know he was a combination fighter like that, like intricate combinations. And I'm like, oh, he's faster than I thought. Because every time I would talk about him, I'm like, this guy's a brute. This guy needs to go into the heavyweight. He's kind of like looking way stronger than all these cruiserweights, and he was just ragdolling him, just swinging them side to side, just knocking them out, right? He did something different with Bulletproof. He fought him like he was scared, not scared, but he respect. There was a lot of respect fighting in there. Not just, he wasn't throwing him around like how he with his clinching and just showing how strong he is. And he threw a lot of combinations that I was impressed that a cruiserweight could throw. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is really just a cruiserweight. Maybe he may be, you know what I say, maybe he's a cruiserweight. But I maybe let him have fun in the cruiserweight before going to the heavyweight. Because I think he has a lot more. If he's showcasing that type of fighting, I want to see him do that, because it would be unfair for him to fight in the heavyweight like that. Because I think it's going to be another Usyk. Moving that fast, just having so many ways of beating up an opponent that I'm like, this guy is legit. Like, he is legit. And I didn't know he was that legit. So I think that Benavidez after the Zudo fight will be interesting.
I'm always impressed with a fighter at the highest level who just comes split down a guard. And you reminded me about that with the hematoma. And that was forming fairly early. But yeah, for a fighter to be able to just split the guard like that and literally hit you between the eyes, that lets you know the hand speed. It's a lot of qualities similar to Benavidez, and so they were really talking that up. And Opatai definitely seems hell bent on unification bouts, which is contrary to what Zuffa is supposed to stand for or whatever. But he held claim to the IBF title for so long. He's still the ring champion, even though they pulled the IBF sanctioning. So, whatever it takes to, he's the people's champ right now. He's the real champion, and So definitely something to keep your eye on.
I had another take here, and somebody mentioned it at one podcast I was listening to. I won't even lie, I listened to this podcast. I was going to talk about the podcast, but never mind. They said don't sleep on Ramirez's ability to neutralize. He may look boring. He may look not as attractive or style-wise like these other two guys, but he may be their perfect dance partner in creating ways to make the fight ugly and not as pretty as you saw Jai Opatai just look like this guy is beating up Bulletproof. Like, that's what they're saying. Like, Gilberto Ramirez, very tricky, very awkward, and he could put a stinker. He could put a stinker and you look bad fighting him. Not that he's going to knock you out, but he could neutralize you with his style. So that's another thing I heard from people that have watched Gilberto, or if I'm saying it right, Ramirez fight. So that's interesting. I want to see how he handles that test in Benavidez.
If you say so, because Benavidez is coming forward.
Oh yeah.
Throw them hands.
Oh yeah. Moving on. We've talked about this guy quite enough.
Yeah, we can skip if you want to.
I know, like, guy who has no belt, we've kind of talked about him. Okay. Some interesting names here. We have Devin Haney and we have Rolando Romero. And them possibly fighting each other May 30th in Vegas. Yeah.
Go ahead.
On paper, It looks like a bad fight. It looks like Rolly is going to be outboxed. Rolly is going to be outpointed. But in actualness, seeing Rolly eye test, if Haney does, okay, hopefully it happens. I want to see it for the rumor part, but if it happens, I hope Rolly is in his full focus state where he does what he does best, which is catch people with awkward stuff. That's what I'm saying. But boxing brain, I'm like, damn, Haney is just he's a savant, man. He's a good boxer. He can fight. They don't belong in.
I've stopped counting out Rolly Romero. You just can't, because he's got a puncher's chance, and we saw what we saw in a fight that happened with Devin Haney and some other guy.
Yeah,
and we saw the inept defense and things that were causing problems, and that's something that Rolly Romero can do. And he's a puncher, and he is charismatic. He talks a little mess, and he has a belt. So I think the fight is very interesting. Actually, I think Devin Haney he does what Devin Haney does. He's a boxer, but Rolly Romero is a wild card. He is the Joker in this scenario. You know, literally and figuratively, like that's just what he is. So I would be very interested in this fight, and creates a pretty dope storyline moving forward if we can get a rematch, Haney, or not, or we get a Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia rematch.
Right. I think it's the perfect setup, right? You lose a belt, somebody loses a belt here, but moving forward, there's still fights to be made. So it's not a career ender for either one of them. You do this now, the Ryan fight's still out there after you fight, you know, so.
Mm-hmm. And salute to Devin Haney. I think I'm going to contradict myself here. We're taking on fights. He takes on fights. I've looked at his fighting resume. That dude has fought names, and he's young. He's like 28, 20. The names that he has on his roster from Ryan Garcia to Lomachenko to all the names, the Kambosis. He has fought. He takes on fights, and not saying Shakur doesn't, but I think David has he has bigger names than Shakur. Although Shakur to me, I think is the more elite guy here. But salute to Haney. Haney he takes risks, and he's been caught sometimes with those risks that he takes. Sometimes, but he takes the risk, and salute to him. And people don't give him that credit. Sometimes they call him, he pillow hands, or he likes to. He's big for nothing because he's like big. He's big naturally, or he only wins the first 6 rounds and he cruises off, and you could knock him out in the because he's one of those guys who's a quick starter. It looks good, and then he takes the foot off the gas, and sometimes they catch him. But he still takes risks, and he beat a tough opponent the last fight. We thought was gonna, mold him, and he knocked him down. So that's why I respect Haney. I mean, I respect all fighters. That's why I'm like, salute to him. Like you say, Rolly, unorthodox, man. That guy's different. He's just the way he fight is just different, and that's a scary fighter too, because you said he has a puncher's chance, and he's athletic. He's athletic, explosive.
Yeah.
So.
The word they're using is abnormal punching power. That's the phrase.
It's kind of like special needs or something.
Hey, if this was the 90s or 2000s, you would say a different term.
Gotcha.
Like he has special punching power.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
So he's an X-Man. He's an X-Man, is what you're saying.
Oh man,
he's from Professor Xavier's School for the Gifted.
Yeah, there you go. He's a superhero essentially.
Yeah, man. I like Rolly, man. Have you seen? But let's talk about how much this kid has grown from being that annoying guy at the Team Monty Mayweather boxing gym to being chased around by Corner Ben. And he was like ghosting Corner Ben, like, let me go, you bum. like Corner Ben's like, I gotta fight you, Rolly. You wanna fight? You know, like Corner Ben looked thirsty, and Rolly was kind of like saying, who's this bum? Like, who's this guy? You know, the whole handshake, and then he pulled Rolly, and Rolly was like, let's just, because the old Rolly would probably troll with him, but not like you see Rolly looking, because he got a belt now, he can't play those type of games with fighters trying to get a belt. So I'm like, salute to you, Rolly, man. You're growing. Can't be always rolling with the pigs, man.
He's had some spiritual awakening too. So
he says that. Wait till fight week. He'll be doing some stuff. With that said, the week after this, that's some fireworks.
Do a little flash. Give a flash.
Boom. Oh. We talked about the sister, so it's right to talk about the brother. It's right to talk about one time for the one time.
Mm-hmm.
Towering Inferno versus Mr. One Time.
There you go.
Then the Towering Inferno changed his name. I think it's something with the Harvard something. Then over across the pond in Manchester, England, we have the young phenom Moses Itamo versus Jermaine Franklin. And they have a hell of a card. You have Willie Hutchison versus Ezra Taylor. Ezra Taylor is one of my young fighters that I say young fighters, but fighters that I look at a lot. See how they're progressing and what they're doing over there in the UK. Yeah. Some good fights.
There you go. Jermaine Franklin, another wily veteran.
Hey, getting the bag. Just to get a bag.
You know his passport. You know his passport valid.
Is Jermaine an ex-NFL guy?
No, I think he's a Graham. I just know he's a Graham Blank guy. That's all I know. Graham. He's from somewhere in Michigan. I put him in a different city every time.
In Grand Rapids or
Grand Rapids.
Is it Grand Rapids?
Probably.
Yeah, Moses is Itamo, man. I don't see him losing anytime soon. But hey, you never know. It's the heavyweight division.
Saginaw. I guess it just depends where you pack. I guess it just depends on what website. The 989 Assassin.
Okay.
With that said, did y'all catch Haney's brother fighting old boy's brother?
They had a rematch.
Yeah.
Second.
That stuff was funny.
They manufacturing this rivalry so crazy. I'm low key loving it. Like,
the Haney family finally got one.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, they got one on them, and Devin Haney was on Instagram saying, he's gonna do the same thing. Get back in blood. So if you believe that or not.
The only time he could beat that kid is do the tank thing, rehydration clause. Boom. Let's do it. Drain this person down. And let's see what happens after that. But nah, I'm just talking. Haney can do it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have approached an hour 8 minutes into this. That's what we had accounted for the show. And we have come to the end of the show.
Yeah.
As another episode ends, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another great episode of Who's Fighting, episode 83. LT Kam Gee, who is fighting? And we out.